What's up, you guys? This is Robert at Shy Bears Plus. I was waiting for the fallback. I got it. You found us on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Robert is my name, at Shy Bears Plus on Twitter. Follow me the same on Instagram as well. Couple shout-outs today. Truly Tease asked for a shout-out. Griffin, I see you out there. Brody in the comments, I see you out there, my friends. Thanks, we do appreciate the interactions and whatnot. Hope you're looking forward to the show. Along with me via the internets, while we record from the Chi-Town Plus studios, we have Jeff at @plus_shy. Thanks again for coming out. Truly appreciate it. You do a great job coming on. The shows probably wouldn't be the same without you, Today we're here to talk about the Week 6 Chicago Bears loss to the Miami Dolphins. The Bears lost 28-31. This has probably been the hardest game of the season for me personally to prepare for. Not because of the outcome, which what you would probably think, more because of just so much happened in that third, fourth, and overtime of the ups and downs, where it was just really hard for me to wrap my head around, remember what went down after a long day of work. So we like to start off with, we have to go and see what we got right, what we got wrong. I'll start with my what to watch fors. Nagy after a bye. I like the plan. I like the way that they attacked the cover 2. It was a little passy. I still think that you could run the ball against cover 2 if that was your plan. It was a little passy, but I wish we would have stuck to the run a little bit more. I felt like the plan was good and we didn't execute. And I'll get into this later, but I don't feel like we came out with a ton of energy and we came out a little bit flat. So I don't think that's a coaching thing ordinarily, but I guess I'll get into that a little bit later. And Trubisky, after a 6-touchdown performance, 316, 3-1. The kid played well again. A great string of 2 games. And I don't think the offense is the reason that we lost this game. But I did like to see that he had tremendous success and followed it up with another great performance. Jeff at @plus_shy. What did you have for your what to watch for? Do you remember anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, really everything that I said, as usual, came to fruition. All right, It was a trap game for the Bears. Extremely important game early on in the season. We'll see at the end of the season if it turns out to be an important game. If they're 11-5, then this game really is meaningless. But if they're 8-8, 9-7, this is a game that you could look back on that kind of stunted some momentum, especially after the bye week. I talked about Fangio versus Gase. Gase won that one hands down. I talked about the Bears linebackers against the Miami running backs. Miami running backs won that hands down. Mitch continuing to grow. I thought Mitch did a pretty good job. We still, he's a young guy, second-year quarterback. He's not going to find all the blitzes. He's not going to hit all the reads, but he did back-to-back 250-yard passing games with 50 yards rushing in both of those games. 3 touchdowns again after not having like a multiple touchdown game like that in his all career. So we are seeing some success, but everything that I said would happen happened, and Miami was victorious.
Good points. You're always right. How'd you do on your picks, by the way? 3-2?
2-1.
All right. You're still making money with Jeff at @plus_shy. Don't forget that, people. On to my Bears victory pluses. My first one was TOP, time of possession. Real quickly, I'm just going to pull it up. We were at 33-25 and lost at 35 to 33-25. I felt like in the second half, Bears got back to business, started doing the things that made them successful by sustaining long drives and getting scores at the end of them, and they did not score in the first half. So half of the game they did what they needed to do to make them successful, what's made them successful all year, but they didn't do it for the game. They lost the TOP, and we lost the game. And the defense was totally gassed in the second half. So that could have had a major factor. I said cutbacks and reverse bootlegs, things like that, were going to be something to look out for. Saw one big cutback by Cohen on a crashing defensive end, maybe caught him in a twist. So maybe I got that one right. Pressure. We had no pressure. I said the DL was going to eat, the linebackers were going to eat on pressure, get into the quarterback. Not the quarterback that we planned for in our pregame show, but there was no eat. It was, what's the opposite one? Put it back in the bowl. Back in the bowl. Back in the bowl. Back in the bowl. But yeah, those are my pluses. Hey, man, I got the score wrong. I got a lot wrong. And I feel like on this show, you're going to find accountability, and we're going to call out. We're not just going to throw a take out there, and then,
you were wrong. You were wrong.
I was. And you know what? But, I mean, there were some things I got right, too. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, it's just, I hate it. You know, whatever the hot, fresh take is on the radio, and then they forget about it. No one ever brings it up again. And that's why I could probably never do professional radio. And I'm not talented.
No, that's not the only reason why. But, both our scores, we both picked 13, and it was really close. I think at some point in the fourth quarter, Miami only had 10 points. So, we were pretty close to our prognostication until the Bears, like you said, were gassed and couldn't tackle. So my Bears victory pluses were details. Got to pay attention to the details. Hold on to the ball, make the tackles. They didn't do any of that. Win the turnover battle. I say that every week. They didn't do that. Great special teams. The Bears need to be great on special teams. They didn't do that. They missed a 53-yarder, although Matt Nagy, we'll talk about later, didn't give them any favors. And then the Bears had an early lead. It was 7-0, but then they came back, held strong. But in the end, all those things that would have gave the Bears a victory plus was victory minus.
Man, I wish you won that game. All right, Dolphins victory pluses. I thought the Dolphins needed to force turnovers. They went ahead and got 3. Find their playmakers in the screen passes and the swing pass game. Get them out in the flat, and just make them run. Make us run after their athletes. They did a ton of that, and I said commit to the run. They ran the ball well. They just didn't do it enough, in my opinion. Looking at their stats before, and then Gore had 15 for 101, and Drake had 13 for 57. They ran the ball well. We didn't tackle very well at all, and we're getting blown off the line consistently. I cannot believe our line got blown out the way they did, but those were my Dolphin victory pluses. Unfortunately, I got some of those right.
Yeah, and you're smart. So Jakeem Grant going off was a Dolphin victory plus. He didn't necessarily. Albert Wilson went off instead. Awesome.
I didn't see that coming too. I didn't put him down anywhere.
Yeah. Continue. I did mention him, but who cares?
Great job.
Continue to lead the NFL in interceptions. Well, they got one, and it was in the red zone. And then I actually put great red zone D. Well, guess what? They held true to that form. Great red zone D, picking off Mitchell. That was huge. And forcing a fumble. Jordan Howard inside the red zone. 2 inside the red zone turnovers by the Bears. And that's why we are 3-2 instead of 4-1. And then Gase Loggins, enough big plays. That certainly did happen. That Wilson return, 75-yard touchdown by Wilson there. You called it when we watched it about Max, dropping off in coverage right there. It was just a brilliant play call by Gase there, and there you go.
Man, I hate being right about the other team's victory pluses.
Yeah.
Be you, player. Be you. Accountability part of the show. I predicted the Bears to win 30-13. That did not happen. What was your final score?
You got the score close, 28-13. I was 23-13, which would have been close. But then the avalanche, or they opened up the Croton Dam there, and all the water came out.
You love to see it, Croton Dam. Every time you get there, God's country. God's country. Now we're gonna go through a couple things. Our hot points, the hottest, crispiest hot points that we can possibly have from this. We did not go over these ahead of time, so I'll start crossing mine off. I'm going to go through a couple, just make sure if we're matching on, we won't double do them, but I'll start off with the referees. The officiating in this game was bad, and it made me very angry, and it was hard for me to get over and focus and continue on making proper notes because I try not to get over involved with it, but Floyd, the body slam, you see it every single week where something goes down, where there's a fumble, or maybe it's not a fumble, they let him play, or they don't blow the whistle after they get forward progress stopped, and then you see someone get hit, someone get body slammed, you see someone jump out of a fumble, someone get rolled up. I hate to see it. Make a call and be aggressive with that, because then you're just only people are going to get hurt. But what is Floyd supposed to do? Not to tackle him? The guy's trying to get away. He's in his grasp. I don't know. I mean, you're trying to take him down. It's football. And I'm all about player safety, and I'm all about all the new rules to an extent. I just hate them all because they're so subjective. But I don't want to see people get hurt either. But you're trying to get him to the ground, and he won't let you take him down. The rub play in the end zone, why can everybody else in the league run the rub play and we can't? We get called for it. I have no idea. It drives me nuts.
I mean, I thought he didn't. He went right into him and put his hands up. It was ticky tack, but it was still. I thought Trey Burton went right to him. Can you move over a little bit and get a little more centered? It looks like you're off to the side a little bit.
I got a lot of things going on, and we will try to adjust just for you. There we go. All right. And then there was one of the, I felt like 14 touchdowns that the Dolphins had in the second half on a big pass play. Hicks is getting great pressure. They grab him by the face mask and rip his helmet off. No call. No holding calls, and they were holding all day. That's my bitching about the refs. I'm sorry. Everyone hates to hear everybody else bitch about refs, but I'm saying it. I'm doing it. And yep, there we go. You brought up before Mitch being a young quarterback, and we watched the game together. Probably the first time we've been in a state for a long time, same state in the same room watching a game together. But yeah, we saw the Dolphins were obviously bringing a blitz, and the Bears had no answer. I don't know if that's a Mitch thing. Didn't know where the hot was, or didn't know how to get rid of it fast enough. Didn't adjust his coverage, audible play. We're just kind of scratching our heads going, dude, I don't know, man. Why is there not an answer? There's always an answer to every defense. And how come we don't know the answer in this particular situation? But then they did bring some pressure later on, and he hits Cohen in the screen, in the flat. So he did make an adjustment, so there was some growth there. And I'm going to take a little break here after this next one. Halftime adjustments, because we're just talking about adjustments. I felt like the Bears got dominated in the first half and then came out and dominated in the second half offensively. I love that this team is not a Fox team that goes in, gets their butt kicked in the first quarter, second quarter, and then does the same thing in the third and the fourth and never figures it out. At least this team figures it out. I'm going to stop right there, unless you want me to keep going, but I don't want to hog the mic the entire time here.
Yeah, so really I thought this game, it was a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde game. We saw, like you said, awesome adjustments by the Bears coming back in the third quarter. But then we saw a lot of, like Mitchell not picking up the blitz where it was clear as day. We had Nagy giving us some very odd offensive formation or offensive personnel, and the same thing regarding Vic Fangio. I thought Vic Fangio went for the entire third quarter and most of the fourth quarter, just like that base nickel. Like there was nothing. It was the same thing as the Green Bay game. Everything got super vanilla. We were playing the same players over and over again. They ended up getting gassed there. We couldn't tackle. It was a miracle for us to get to that 53-yard field goal attempt by Parkey. It was there was numerous miracles up until that point.
Yeah.
And we just kept doing the same thing over and over again, kicking ourselves in the foot. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, we have awesome thing and then terrible thing, the 75-yard Albert Wilson, among other things. But, and then that kind of goes to my second point, and you mentioned it earlier, is the fact that this is a young quarterback, a young coach, his first time being a head coach, his first real season calling all the plays. He just started calling the plays in Kansas City last year, late in the year. So, there's a lot of building, but the problem is his team is so talented that they shouldn't be squandering these games. It's very disappointing, I'm sure, all of Bears Nation, but, they're too talented to get bum rushed 500 plus yards against this Brock Osweiler stuff going on here. 35-year-old Frank Gore. You know, there's too many. We had too much talent, too deep to let something like that happen. I blame a lot of the coaches. Yes, we missed some tackles, but the personnel that we kept running out there over and over again, that's why I think guys get hurt. We saw a couple adjustments or they had to go to the subs, especially in the defensive back, the Bears did late in the game. And then I just want to give a shout-out to Bryce Callahan. I thought Bryce Callahan played a great game. Wrote his name down about 3 or 4 times. A couple bubble screens out there where it was they were blocked up. He came around, made some really good hits, good single tackles there. I'm sure he was all over the stat sheet. And I thought Roquan Smith played really well at times. But, you know, just gassed. You know, that's just what happened. And you're playing in Miami. It's earlier in the year. And I don't think we conditioned very well. So that's that.
Jumping on that point with being gassed, I mentioned it to you. I wrote down at 6:50 in the third quarter, Hicks is huffing gas, and so is Fuller. Guys got hands on their knees. I'm like, this team is tired. This might be this might not turn out well for us. And we saw, you know, they were one step short of a tackle, you know, and sticking their arms out there because they just couldn't get there. And at first I thought they were just reaching and trying to pop the ball out. And there was some of that, but I just think they were a step too slow. And they had rubber legs and they were running around. I think I posted that on Twitter, @ShyBearsPlus. Go ahead and follow me there. So that was something that we saw it, we identified it, and it came, unfortunately, to fruition. Who's to blame for this thing? And I look at the Twitter machine, I look at the internet machine, listen to the radio machine, and, you know, everyone's throwing things out. I think you were just saying Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde game, and I just want to go right to that point, too, because I felt the same way. You know, it was offense and defense and half. You know, there was so much blame to go around. Mix in a little bit of special teams with a missed 50-yard kick. You got a guy on a 3-year contract that you just signed big paper to. He should be making those. The defense did implode. They had no gas, couldn't make a tackle. We were right there on the same page. Trubisky had the pick. Howard and Cohen both fumble. They rarely fumble. So there's a lot of blame to go around, right? If you correct any one of those things in each half or either side of the ball or any one of those players eliminate one of those mistakes, we won. So, you know, and Nagy said in the presser, it's a team game. It was a team loss. And I totally agreed with that. And we were hanging out after the game, and I'm going, you know, like, I'm not that mad. We lost 2 games this year against 2 winning teams by 4 points. We still got that high differential of score. And, like, this is, at the end of the day, we lost that game, but we're still a good team. And this is going to be a good, fun season from here on out. And if we didn't get gassed, and one of my keys was that the Bears were not going to get gassed because it'll probably only be 85 degrees down there. And it hasn't been that cold here yet. It's not like we're coming in December. Totally wrong, total factor in this game. And I hate myself for it. Wish I could have, because I know all the staff's watching, and I know that they're trying to find out my keys. All right, doubt that. But if they were, I could have warned them. But, yeah. The final big controversy was, can I have your take, because I have my own on it, the Nagy calling a run before the field goal kick, because that's been the big hot topic everywhere I've been looking. What do you think? Yeah,
I was surprised at it. You know, you did bring up valid points regarding the we just ran the ball successfully, okay? But I think that runs don't run the ball there because we're gassed running. Okay, we've already ran. Howard already busted off 2 15, 20-yard runs for him, so he's probably huffing and puffing already from that. So
he did come out of the game, and they ran Cunningham and gave him a blow, which we liked. And
yeah,
people were killing him for that.
How long was that blow?
2 plays?
How long was it? He's already played. Yeah, and he's already played. It's in the fourth quarter, or it was in overtime. So they've already been out there for a long time, this and that. But, you know, I just think Nagy's personality is aggressive, and he's an aggressive play caller. So, you know, why not put him in shotgun? Because that play virtually got us 0 yards. So that was a 53-yard field goal before third down or whatever, and then it was a 53-yard field goal after that play. So even if you run something deep on the sidelines where only your man could get it, or you spread them out, you a 5-yard pass, something, anything positive gives that. Cody Parkey is not a guy that is synonymous with a huge leg. And Nagy really put him behind the 8 ball, and you see what happened there. So just hopefully chalk that up to young Nagy. But, there's been a handful of times this year where I've just head scratched, like, why is Deion Sims there? Why is this happening there? But I'm going on.
No, that's fine. I love it. I sort of disagree, but I don't even. I was cool with it either way. Before the play happened, I go, are we okay here to run one time and kick this field goal? Because I was worried about, Mitch throwing an interception. Cody Whitehair rolling a ball back to the quarterback. And now we're out of range. And now we're punting. And this next play happens. And all they got to do is throw one slant and he's gone. We just saw that. So I was feeling in a very conservative mood myself.
Yeah.
But then, I brought up hey, we just ran the ball. So I wasn't outraged over it. I thought that a run there, we're getting 2 or 3 yards, we're kicking from 50 yards, and you know what? The guy, he's hit, 53, 54 yarders. I mean, he's supposedly had a big leg, is why we got him. So I wasn't outraged. And I'm not outraged about this game. I'm really not. I'm so disappointed. I wanted to win. What makes me feel the worst is that we got the Patriots next week, and now we're staring at 3-3. So that's why I am freaking out.
In the current time, I'm outraged. Like I said earlier in the show, that the farther we go, that this game might not mean anything. But currently, I'm outraged. It's been a tough Monday. I haven't listened to anything. I haven't read anything, gone on Twitter or anything, because this left a bad taste in my mouth. And this is kind of like, they bounced back nicely from Green Bay, but this would have been a real nice momentum. You got Green Bay with the easy week this week. Same thing with Minnesota, with Cardinals at home. It would have been great to get the win. We should have got the win, and then we choked it up there. Hopefully it doesn't drag us down. We've seen we got a good veteran presence come back from. But this is a real sour taste in my mouth personally, and I'm not real happy about it. And, I don't like doing this show when they lose.
It's definitely not as fun when they lose. Not at all.
But the Bears have, they're intriguing. Mm-hmm. They're talented. It's been entertaining, but they definitely, it's been frustrating because they should be winning these games.
They could be undefeated very easily.
Yeah, so it is what it is. We're 3-2. We would have took it to start the season off, but when hindsight is always 50-50.
Yeah. I felt like I had another flaming hot take. I remember it now. So it's just funny. In the first couple of games, you would have been saying, "Man, this defense is so good," but I have so many questions about the offense. And now it's all right. We just put up, plenty of yards passing. The Trubisky thing is not a huge deal. I mean, I feel like he's going to move the ball and he's going to be a good quarterback now. I don't ever heard anybody doing that. The Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation, a total 180 from where we were. Can our defense stop anybody anymore? Can we tackle? Did we forget? Was it just too hot? Should I be worried or not? It's just interesting to me. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but I still feel that there is reservation on the Mitchell Trubisky star quarterback side, because he did miss that wide open pass to Anthony Miller earlier on in the game. Yes, he did redeem himself, and you're not going to hit every 30-yard play, but that was a wide open situation. And I don't think it's the Bears' talent or the Bears' players that are letting them down. I really honestly believe that it's the Bears' coaching staff that are putting these guys in difficult situations in order to be successful.
Hot take, everybody.
Okay, you're not going to get anything hotter. Vic Fangio, we pay him all this money to stay here to do what? To run a base nickel defense over and over again? Okay, we're going to crash the middle linebacker and an arrow blitz right up the middle. Here, how about that? Okay, and then we drop Mac. This was the least impactful Mac we had. And I really think that is because, maybe because Leonard Floyd doesn't have a cast on his hand and we want him to get some pressure. There was very minimal pressure, And yes, they're getting rid of the ball quickly, but trust your good tackling DBs in some man coverage and bring some heat. 5-6 guys. When we did that, that's when we saw the timing get thrown off on the Miami side, and that's where we were getting them to punt and not move the ball. This base vanilla defense did not do us any favors, and that's, again, I said it earlier, Vic Fangio, I'm not impressed.
Yeah, and that's been a theme since he's been here. This is bend not break defense. But that when I wrote down that I said 6. I don't have the note in front of me. 6 minutes left in the third, or 6 minutes into the third quarter. They look gassed. I was worried because what are we gonna do? Are we gonna man up? Like, I wouldn't have the confidence to man up if they can't even tackle a guy in the flat and get there in time. You expect them to do man coverage. Like, I felt bad for Fangio that. And I'm not saying against your point, just in that particular situation, they look so gassed that what are you going to man up and blitz 6? Like, they can't even, like, what do? Do you man up when they're tired, or do you try to have 8 guys back there to tackle because you know you're not going to stop the pass anyway? I didn't know. I felt completely helpless. I felt like there's nothing that we could do. We look so bad and poor.
Well, yeah, but you don't let it get to that point is what the end game is. You substitute properly earlier in the game, and maybe more of a Lynch, or who's is it Fitz or Irving that is sitting?
I think they're both inactive.
They're both inactive, So, like, I don't understand why one of those guys can't spell. Especially with Sam Nacho not being dressing anymore. Yeah. So you get one of these young guys just to get some speed off the edge. You give Floyd and Mack a breather. So I'd like to see more of Nichols, more of Bullard. Spelling these guys on the front side. So Akeem Hicks didn't look like he just was in a battle of the bastards in Game of Thrones. That dude put his heart out there, I'm pretty sure he's got a broken hand or some fingers out there.
Yeah, you were pointing that out numerous times.
Dude, he's still got that forced fumble. Unbelievable.
Well, that was most of the things that I wanted to cover in this game. I do want to say to everybody, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. We appreciate the support and the comments and all the likes and the smacking of the bell and all the subscribing that you're doing and the clicking all the likes and retweeting and sharing to all your friends. It helps out a lot. We feel like we're entertaining. We like to talk and get our opinions out there to all the fans and all you Bears fans and NFL fans out there. So we appreciate you stopping by. I'm Robert at Shy Bears Plus on Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube. And plug yourself and your show, please. And then would you please take us home?
Yeah, you got it. Thanks a lot for the opportunity there, Robert, at Shy Bears Plus. I'm Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter at +_Shy. Go Bears, bear down. We got 11 more weeks to go. Let's do this. That's all she wrote.